Hey everyone, in this video we're doing the fifth and final lesson of the unit, which is 4.5 over kites. It is our last quadrilateral. And so a kite is just a little bit different from everything else that we've learned. So let's look at the kite. First off, we have exactly two pairs of consecutive congruent sides, which we can see they're already marked. So like AB and AD are congruent because they have one dash. And BC and DC are congruent. They have two dashes. I'm going to erase. Then we know that one pair of opposite angles are congruent, and that pair is this one and that one. So angle ABC is congruent to angle ADC. So the entire angle is congruent. And we know that the diagonals are perpendicular. So all of those angles there in the middle are 90 degrees. Now another thing that isn't listed on here is that the diagonals bisect angles A and C. So angles A and C are cut in half, which means that this angle and this angle is the same, as well as, let's see, this one and this one. Those two are the same. Now also, I'm running out of colors. Not purple, I wanted blue. All right, this angle and this angle are the same. So angle ABD is congruent to angle ADB. And lastly, this angle and this angle are the same. So angle CBD is congruent to CDB. So let's look at some examples. So number one here, we're given two angles, angle A and angle C. And we're asked for B and D. We know that angles B and D are congruent, so they're the same. We also know that a quadrilateral has a total of 360 degrees. So, if I were to take 360, and I'm going to subtract angles A and C, so minus 85 minus 43, that's going to give me 232. So I know that angles B and D together make 232 degrees. And since they are equal, I can take 232 and divide that by 2 to get 116. So each of those angles are 116. Number two, angles J and L are the same, and it's not always like explicitly told you which ones are the same. However, it's obvious that K and M are not the same. One is definitely obtuse, one is acute, so it would have to be J and L that are the same. And so that means angle J would be 82 degrees. And then to find angle K, I can take 360 minus 82 minus 82 minus 71. Because a quadrilateral, any four-sided figure, has a total of 360 degrees on the inside. And that gives me 125. Let's look at number 3. So in this example, angles P and R, the entire P, so QPS and QRS, they're the same. And if this angle right here is 37, that means this one over here has to be 37. We also know that this angle in the middle is 90 degrees. So now we have a triangle where we know 2 of the 3 angles. So this one right there would be 180, because a triangle has 180 degrees, minus 37 minus 90, which is 53. So if that side's 53, this side is also 53. So let's see what it's asking. Angle PTQ, that's the 90 degree angle. PQT is 53 degrees. And QRT is the 37 degree angle. Question number 4. We have that 59 degree angle, which means that this one is also 59 degrees. And then we have the 90 degrees. So this one right there would be 180 minus 90 minus 59, which is 31. So this one over here would be 31. So GDE, that's asking for this whole angle right here. So that would be 59 plus 59, which is 118. DEH, that's the 31 degree angle, and DGH is also 31 degrees. Number 5. So first off, this angle and angle 4, they're the same. The 52 degree angle and angle 7 are the same. We know angle 3 is 90. So that's going to help us. So here I've got a triangle. For angle 6, I can do 180 minus 90 minus 52. Which is 38. And then over here, for angle 2, I can do 180 minus 90 minus 65, which is 25. So that means angle 1 is 25, and angle 5 is 38, because it's the same as angle 6. So angle 1 is 25, 2 is 25, 3 is 90, angle 4 is 65, angle 5 is 38, angle 6 is 38, and angle 7 is 52. So I want you to pause the video and try number 6. It's very similar. I'm just going to jot the answers down. If you were not able to figure out any of those angles, make sure you let me know and ask me, email me, or ask me in class. All right, number 7, WX is 14, which means WZ is 14, and WR is 8. We want to find RZ. We're going to have to do Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. This 14 is your hypotenuse, so that goes with your C. So we have 8 squared plus B squared equals 14 squared. That's 64 plus B squared equals 196. And then if I subtract 64 from both sides, we get B squared equals 132. And then we take the square root to get B equals 11.5. Number 8, AC is 38. Now, in a kite, these two pieces of that diagonal are the same. So AE and EC are the same length, which means that each of them would have to be 19, because 19 plus 19 is 38. Then it tells us that ED is 41, and we're asked to find DC. So once again, we've got a triangle, a right triangle, which means that we can do Pythagorean theorem. So, and this time, the side that we're finding is our hypotenuse. So 41 plus 19 squared equals C squared, or 41 squared, sorry. 41 squared and 19 squared makes 2,042. And then if we take the square root of both sides, we get 45.2 equals C, which is really CD, the length CD. All right, number 9 tells us that RS is 10, so RQ is 10. RU is 9. We want to find the entire QS, which can't do Pythagorean theorem unless we have a right triangle. So what we can do is we can do Pythagorean theorem of just this right triangle, and that'll give us the length US. But since QU and US are the same, whatever I get in Pythagorean theorem, I can just multiply by 2. So 9 squared plus B squared equals 10 squared. That's 81 plus B squared equals 100. Subtracting 81 from both sides gives me B squared equals 19. And then when I take the square root, B equals 4.4, which that means that US is 4.4 and QU is 4.4. So QS is 8.8. Number 10, I want you to try number 10. So pause the video. And your final answer is 27.5. If you were unable to get 27.5, let me know and I can look and see where you may have went wrong. All right, number 11. So in this kite, angle S and angle U are congruent. So we can set 13x minus 32 equal to 7x plus 22. When I subtract 7x from both sides, we get 6x minus 32 equals 22. And then when I add 32 to both sides, we get 6x equals 54. And solving for x, dividing by 6, gives me x equals 9. Number 12 is very similar. Angle L and N are congruent. However, it doesn't just ask for x. So you have to solve for x first. And when you solve for x, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what the answer is. X equals 18. You solve for x, then you have to plug in to L. Now I want you to actually try this one and make sure that you get 18 for angle L. So pause your video. You get 18. I said angle L, but I meant to say 18 for x, and the measure of angle L is 113. So I want you to actually work this one out to make sure that you got it. All right. Number 13. Angles A and C are not congruent. The angles that are congruent are B and D. What we do know is that there is a total of 360 degrees. So if I add all four of those angles, we get 360. And instead of me actually writing all of this out, I'm just going to go ahead and combine my like terms. So 5x and 3x is 8x. And then if I add 109, 14, 109, and 8, we get 240. And I'm setting that equal to 360 because any quadrilateral has 360 degrees. And then when I subtract 240, we get 8x equals 120. And x equals 15. All right. Number 14. We're asked to find angle STV, which is the same as this angle up here. Now I know that we have a 90-degree angle, and in a triangle, all three angles add up to 180. So I can take 9x plus 1 plus 23x minus 7 plus 90 equals 180. So go ahead and try to solve this one. So if you solved it, if you paused the video and worked it out, you should get x equals 3. And I know that the measure of angle STV, that's the same as SRV, is 9 times 3 plus 1, which is 28 degrees. Number 15. So we're asked to find this angle right there. What I know is that these two are the same. They have the same measure. So I can do 5x minus 1 equals 2x plus 11. Subtracting 2x gives me 3x minus 1 equals 11. Then I can add 1 to both sides, getting 3x equals 12. So x equals 4. All right, so if I do 2 times 4 plus 11, that's 19. And we have a triangle. One with 90 degrees and one with 19 degrees, so we can do 180 minus 90 minus 19, and that gives us 71. All right, so try number 16. Pause the video. All right, number 16, we know this is a 90-degree angle. If this down here is 4x minus 7, this is also 4x minus 7. And then we have this right triangle. And in a triangle, all 3 angles measure 180 degrees. So 11x and 4x is 15x, minus 23 minus 7 and 90 is 60, and that's equal to 180. So adding 60 to both sides gives me 15x equals 120, or subtracting 60, sorry. And then if I divide by 15, we get x equals 8. The question is asking for NQP, so that's this entire angle. So half of it, 4 times 8 minus 7 is 25. So if each half is 25, the entire angle NQP is 50 degrees. Let me know if you have any questions at all. Otherwise,